Good morning, guys. This is Stephen Howard and my dog Yucca. We're out at a pretty beautiful place, Lake Las Vegas. I'm going to give you an overview in a second here when I get up to the pedestal here. My father lives right down the street with a woman named Jean, and I don't really get along with their family. I don't know why, other than it's a long story, but my brother's been in and out of prison for drugs and car theft and all kinds of things. Come on, Yucca. And I've tried to be a good person my whole life. I actually got in big trouble for stopping a robbery here in Las Vegas. Come on. This is a golf course, $1 million homes, and Lake Las Vegas. It's a little artificial lake that's in the desert off of Lake Mead, and a pretty amazing place. If you're gonna live in the lap of luxury, this would definitely be it. I'm doing a moving job for Perfect Movers today. Looks like we got a couple pods going into a mansion. Anyway, my point of today is, if you keep waiting for life to happen to you, it'll definitely happen to you, and you won't see it coming, and you won't have any idea what's coming towards you. This is kind of a scary thing, or it's kind of a thing that, Yucca, come here. It's kind of a scary thing. So what I try to do is visualize the most perfect outcome. If you constantly visualize that things that are in your life are gonna end up crappy, then they probably will. But if you actually concentrate and focus on things being ultimate happiness, ultimate fulfillment, being exactly where you want to be, doing exactly what you want to be doing, and total wish fulfillment, that you might not have it now, but it's coming, and the abundance that's coming out of your life is immeasurable. We all go through ups and downs, and what we don't realize is when we're in a down, there's no place to go but up. So I've been down here in Las Vegas. I've been really concerned about the heat, the weather changing, it getting over 100 degrees, me having trouble with my dog. I have to journey already quite a few miles up into the mountains in order to just live. And I'm homeless right now. I used to have a travel trailer, and it broke down, and my father, even though they're very wealthy, my father decided not to help me this time, and resulted in me losing my trailer. And that was a big loss for me, and I also quit my job right before the pandemic started, which wasn't the smartest thing to do, but I didn't really like the people I was working for. So if I don't like you, if I don't think that you're something that I should be working hard for, after a while I'll just let it go, because it's not serving my purpose or not serving me. So I don't know where I'm headed with this, other than you got to let go. You got to let go of the ego. You got to let go of the past. You got to move forward and just realize that, some things may not happen. So don't get your hopes up, but you might be pleasantly surprised, and the exact thing that you've been praying and wishing on actually happens and comes through right away. And you should be receiving a message sometime in the next 4 to 6 days that will either be an apology or a complete reconciliation. So just focus on being yourself and learning all the lessons that you did over the past year. It's really important that you utilize those lessons and that you do the right things. There's been a lot of lessons over the past year, and we've all been very humbled. I'm sure the people that live in these mansions around here have been very humbled by what has happened. I mean, even if you have a lot of money or you're in the lap of luxury, there's still stress. There's still things that you're coping with all the time, and people don't realize, when you're dead broke and you see somebody who's got huge house and Mercedes Benz or Porsches or whatever, you're like, well, how did that happen? Well, most of those people went to school, and they went to school through college, maybe even master's or a bachelor's degree. They did something that was of service to the community that the community really needed. And they took the time to develop through maybe their 20s, 30s, develop a routine. And after a while, that routine becomes very mundane, very boring, and very blah. And they're constantly looking for something to fill that void or to make things, different than they are. And I understand that. Me being broke for, the past 4 years or so, I've been pretty broke. And I've learned a new trade. I've learned my tools that I have myself, and that I'm actually a manifesting magician. Come on. I can basically take nothing and develop it through a series of ideas, and all of a sudden it's turned into something. And that something will find its demand. In other words, like in Vegas, they say, if you build it, it will come. So it's very important to me that we stay focused on the goal. The goal is abundance, happiness, fulfillment, to feel loved and nurtured and whole from within you. And then once you have that, you can actually share that with other people. If you don't have that, you have no business sharing anything with anybody else, because what's that going to do is you're going to give people false hope. Come here. Or you're going to give people false information. I mean, if it didn't work in your life, why the hell are you telling other people about it? So, I was depressed. I was divorced. I was going through 10 months. This was about 3 years ago, about 10 months of feeling suicidal every day. Like I just wanted to go jump off Hoover Dam Bridge. And I didn't do it. I actually had, this will sound really crazy, I actually had a cactus, a yucca plant out in the desert that started talking to me one morning, and I had a full-on conversation with a plant. But he had an accent like a Mexican, like Cheech Marine. And he said, "Hey, Vato, hey, man, you don't want to be doing that because you have a bright future ahead of you. I mean, why are you thinking this way? You have everything to live for. Me, I'm just stuck out here in the field, and they might bulldoze me someday with my whole family and build a house on top of me." And I was like, yeah, that's kind of depressing, isn't it? Well, the point of the story is, instead of acting on those actions, I just realized that those were emotions and feelings. And I dealt with those feelings and kept them dear to me until they were healed. And I've healed quite well. You know, I've been through a lot over the past year, and I've been a lot over the past 3 years. And a lot of people that I tell my story, they go, oh man, I don't know if I would have survived that. Well, I just wanted to tell you that the human spirit is much stronger than everybody realizes. And that we all have forgiveness in our hearts. We all have the ability to forgive, but never forget. And we also have the ability to reconcile. We have the ability to forgive and love again. We have the ability to put your own stuff aside and just focus on what's really important. So, I don't know, I was channeling a little bit back there, and, you know, I never know what I said or where I'm headed, but I watch back and I go, oh, that made a lot of sense, you know. It really has to do with you deciding to level up. I mean, what do you really want? What do you want to leave? You know, when you die in this life, what do you want to leave behind? What's the memory of you? And what did you do in your life? What was the major turning point? And how did you make it? So I'll say goodbye. I hope you guys are having a good day. One love, everybody. Me and Yucca saying bye. Bye, Yucca.